Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a quick, hopefully quick sit down video kind of going over my health, I guess, or my health update. Because a lot's been going on actually. A lot of things have been changing and I have some questions still. A lot of things are unanswered and I kind of just wanted to share it because I have shared some of this stuff already with you guys. So I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of an update on where I'm at right now. Obviously, I've done my hair today. I have not done my makeup, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. This is basically what I've looked like during all of quarantine, except for I haven't really done my hair, so I decided to do my hair today. So, backing up, maybe I'll try to find my last video where I talked about, I'll link it in the iCard or in the description, where I talked about actually two videos. One where I talked about my anxiety, because this will kind of bring anxiety into this. And then number two, the video where I talked about my like PMS issues that I thought that I was having and hormonal issues that I thought that I was having. So just to kind of recap that, if you want to know that in detail, obviously check out the videos. But last year, around this exact time, I was having a lot of hormonal issues that I thought were hormonal issues. Still don't know if they were or they weren't, I don't know. Right before my period would come, I wasn't on any birth control, I wasn't on anything ever since having Piper, and Piper will be 4 in July this year. So for 3 years, I hadn't been on anything as far as birth control or anything like that, and my periods have always been super regular and basically the same every single month. But last year around this time, for like 3 or 4 months, right before my period started, I would get super duper sick. And as what I mean by super duper sick, I would get like flu-like symptoms. I would be really weak. I would be super nauseous, no appetite at all, chills. I would get everything basically like you had the flu except for a fever. I wouldn't get a fever. So I'd be in bed for days. And then as soon as my period got here, it would go away. And then I would just have my regular period. And then 3 weeks later, I would deal with the same thing. And so it was very exhausting. I almost missed Jane's kindergarten graduation because I was so sick. It was bad. So I went to the doctor. I went to a hormonal doctor first, and she checked my hormone levels, and they were basically okay, I guess. I can't remember what, something was up a little bit, but she said that, oh no, my estrogen was really low, but she said that that could be causing me to feel sick because right before your period, your estrogen goes even lower or something like that. Again, check the video because I just have a terrible memory. But she did not recommend any hormonal like treatments or anything because she basically said, I'm young, I'm 30, well, I was 32 then, I'm 33 now. And she said if I started that now, then I would basically have to be doing this until I hit like menopause or whatever. And it's very expensive. It was like $400 every other month or something like that. So I decided to go see my gynecologist, and she put me on birth control, which I really did not want to do, mainly because I didn't really want to mess with my hormones anymore. But I also felt like I needed to like regulate them or do something because something was wrong. So I agreed with her and I got on some sort of birth control, and I would have my period every 3 months. And sure enough, I felt fine. I never got sick. The birth control was fine. It worked fine. I got my period every 3 months. I had no spotting. It was a little bit difficult to remember to take the pill sometimes, but other than that, it was good. And so I did that for a full year. Then coming up on a year, so about 2 months ago, I decided to not refill the birth control and see what happened. Mainly because I didn't want to be on the birth control. I'd rather just let my body do its thing, and I would just wonder if I got off the birth control, if I would get sick again or what would happen. Also, I noticed that I didn't really gain a lot of weight when I was on that birth control, but I could not lose any weight. I was trying so hard to lose weight. We got the Peloton. I've been on the Peloton 5 days a week for the past 5 months now, and I haven't lost a single pound. I've actually gained 2 pounds since then. I haven't been eating terribly, but I haven't been eating super good either. But I figured at least being on the bike would help me because I didn't even work out before. So I don't know. So that was weird. And I was like, oh, maybe that's birth control. And then there was one other thing that it wasn't an issue, but I was just wondering if it would go away. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, so I got off the birth control, and that was 2 months ago. And I'm happy to report that I've had 2 periods since then and no issues at all. I haven't felt sick at all, thank goodness. And everything seems to be back on track and normal. I'm gonna see what happens. Obviously, I wanted to wait to make this video after I had at least 2 periods so I could tell you guys, you know, what was going on. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if my hormones were just really out of whack and that birth control kind of set them back to where they needed to be. I don't know if starting in a few more months it'll start back again or what's going on, but there's that. So that's a little update there and where I am as far as birth control and my hormones and all of that. Now moving on to something a little more serious that I think I've mentioned before, but it is my heart and heart palpitations that we cannot figure out what is going on. The doctors don't know. We haven't looked too far into it, but this happened to me about a year ago as well, more like maybe a year and a half ago. I would get these heart palpitations, and I did have to go to the urgent care one time because I thought that I was having a heart attack or something was going on. I had like a panic attack as well, and they basically told me it was anxiety. So then I went to my primary care doctor, and she's like, yeah, your heart sounds good. They did an EKG. Everything seems good. Of course, when they're doing the EKG, I never have any heart palpitations. My heart palpitations are just like, oh, we're being checked on. Let's not act up. So she basically said that it was anxiety, and we wrote it off. They went away for a while. I do have anxiety medication that I don't take very often at all. And now here we are a year later, and they've popped up again. So they started right when the quarantine started. So I thought for sure, I was like, oh, you know, I don't feel very stressed, but that's probably what it is. You know, a lot's going on in the world, a lot's going on in our home, a lot of changes. And sometimes I feel like I don't think that I have anxiety or I don't feel anxious, but then when I really sit down and think about it, I am. And I hope that that makes sense. So I'm actually having heart palpitations right now as I'm talking, but so I kind of wrote it off as that, but then they would not go away. They were happening all day, every day for weeks. So I actually went to the doctor during all of this pandemic, which was nerve-wracking enough. I went back, and she basically said the same thing. I had a bunch of other things that I obviously Googled, which is not the best idea to do, but she did an EKG again, and everything came back fine again, and which obviously puts me at ease. But I also don't think, I still sometimes in the back of my head think something's going on because they didn't get to see the heart palpitation on the EKG. And I call it a heart palpitation because that's what I feel like it is. But now I'm almost thinking that I have a heart murmur. So I'll get to that in a second. But I asked her, could it be the hormones? Like I just got off the birth control. Maybe my hormones are going back down or back up or whatever, and that can cause it. And she said, sure, that could cause it. I did actually have some sort of like head cold during that time too. So I was thinking, I read online that could do it. So, and apparently people have heart palpitations all the time. They just don't feel it, but mine are very strong and I feel them and they worry me. So I left that doctor appointment. Sure enough, they went away the next day, and I was like, oh, maybe it was just like me just overthinking it. Maybe I'm not having anxiety about the pandemic, but now I'm having anxiety that I have the heart palpitations and I'm just thinking about it all the time. So as soon as I got like the reassurance from the doctor, they went away. Well, then like a week later, they came back, and then they've gone, and then now they've come back again in the last 2 days. So I can call my doctor and she can send me to a cardiologist. I've been to a cardiologist one other time, and they basically just listened to my heart with a stethoscope and said, you're way too young and everything's fine, which kind of irritated me. And so my primary care doctor, who I actually love, she said that if I want to go back to the cardiologist, I can, and they'll probably just put like a 24-hour heart monitor on me and see what happens with the 24 hours, which I probably will end up doing. I have a doctor appointment for blood work, for my annual blood work at the end of May, and then my appointment at the beginning of June. And so I definitely will bring this back up, that the heart palpitations haven't gone away. Hopefully maybe the blood work will show something. I know that thyroid can cause like weight gain or weight loss. I can't remember which one, hypo or hyperthyroid. I know I've had my thyroids checked in the past year and everyone says they look fine, and my blood work always looks good. So part of me is just, sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe this is what I'm just gonna have to feel like, you know? Obviously, as you get older, it's harder to lose weight, but I have really been trying and nothing's happening. I'm confident and happy with my body, but I do know that I can be a little less weight. And so I'm not trying to be like extreme or anything like that, but it is concerning that I work out. And when I say I work out on the Peloton, guys, I'm like dripping in sweat for 30 minutes. I have like a little heart rate monitor. It says that I worked off like 300 calories every single day. So I don't know. So this was the update. I don't know if any of that made sense, because I kind of just like spewed out 3 different things that are going on in my life and with my health. But I'm making this because I feel like some of you guys might have some info for me. Unfortunately, I don't have comments. My comments are turned off. So I'm trying to think. I know I always say you can go over to my Instagram and talk to me over there. I check my DMs every single day. So if you have information for me and you also have an Instagram, if you can go over to my Instagram and either DM me, or you can even leave a comment under one of my pictures. I'd love to chat with you if you've had any of these issues, hormonal issues or thyroid issues or heart palpitations or heart murmur, or unexplained weight gain and stuff like that. And it's hard because I say unexplained weight gain and then I sound silly because I've really only gained probably 5 pounds in the last like year. But the fact that I can't lose those 5 pounds is what kind of worries me and is kind of weird. So that's it as far as my health update goes. I feel energized, I have energy, I get great sleep, and I'm overall happy. And so I just want to figure out what is going on with my little heart. If it's just regular old heart palpitations and it really is just what my body wants to do for whatever reason, and it still means I'm healthy, then I'll be fine with that. But for some reason my gut tells me something else is wrong. The last time the doctor said, you know, heart palpitations aren't going to be the thing that kills you. Like, it's not like I'm about to have a heart attack or anything. But part of me also thinks maybe it's not heart palpitations and it's something else. It's like a heart murmur or something's going on. So I'm definitely going to bring that up in my next doctor appointment. So I'll probably be back, since I don't have any answers right now. I'll be back to let you guys know what happens for those appointments and what comes back on my blood work and what happens at the cardiologist if I do go do that. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys for listening to me. I know that a lot of you guys care about me and care about my family, and I want to share this because a lot of you guys are always commenting on like my anxiety video and the other video where I talked about my health. And you guys always have great information, and you guys are always curious as to how I'm doing and stuff like that. So I really appreciate it. I feel like my anxiety is under control and I feel happy. So that's really what matters. I just want to make sure that I can be here for the long run for my kids, and stuff with your heart is always scary. So that's like the main thing. But thank you for watching. Thank you guys for all your support. If you do not have Instagram and you want to message me for whatever reason, my email is down in the description as well, and I will read those and get back to you guys. Love you, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.